We had the mystery fog hit us a couple of days ago, and today we're walking around and we saw a bunch of these out in the yard. Does anybody have any idea what this is? Because it feels really light like plastic, and it kind of looks like a geode, but it's lightweight. It's almost got like a waxy texture to it. It's got a really strong chemical smell, and they're everywhere. I mean, my kids are finding little bits and pieces of this. This is the biggest one that we found. I have no idea what this is. It's some sort of mystery object, but I'm really curious because of all of the fog and the chemicals and the powdery substances people are finding. I'm just wondering if this is some type of residue. And if it is, should I keep it? Should I send it somewhere? Like, I really want to know what this is because it's all around my house. And I'm not sure where you guys are located, but we're actually in Texas. So I'd like to know. We live out in the middle of nowhere. We're not near a refinery. We're not near anything except for multiple lakes. Like, there's a lot of water around us. That's really the only thing that's close. We're out in the country.
Sanctuary mayors and governors got some really terrible news this week. Stephen Miller, who's slated to be Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff, sent letters to 249 elected officials in sanctuary states and cities, warning them of how much trouble they're going to get in if they don't start complying with the law and rounding up the illegal immigrants, excuse me. All right, here are some fantastic highlights from my favorite letter of the year. The federal government has ultimate authority over immigration. We already knew that, but the psychos in the White House have decided not to enforce federal law, which is why we're in the mess we're in. So all these resolutions and all the laws that they're passing about being sanctuary, they're garbage. They mean nothing. Federal law prohibits interfering with Department of Homeland Security and state or local officials' communications on immigration status. So when ICE puts out a detainer saying, we want you to turn this person over to us because we know they're in your custody, and they ignore those detainers, or then they won't communicate with ICE, you know what? That's illegal. To conceal, harbor, or shield aliens is a federal crime. I actually am dying to see some of these people put in handcuffs, like Gavin Newsom and Maura Healey and Michelle Wu and the mayor of Chicago and the mayor of Denver. All these maniacs, let's round them up first. Sanctuary jurisdiction policies can lead to criminal liability. This is fun. Because sanctuary jurisdictions laws usually require multiple officials to coordinate their activities, all officials involved are liable under multiple federal criminal conspiracy statutes. Therefore, employees working for an official implementing sanctuary policies may be at risk, even if they do not directly conceal, harbor, or shield an alien. So I have a lot of friends in City Hall in Boston. And guys, warning, if you are participating in any of this, you might want to, back out now and lawyer up. Sanctuary jurisdiction policies can lead to personal financial liability. Victims of crimes committed by aliens protected by a sanctuary jurisdiction may be able to sue officials involved in harboring that alien for triple damages under the Federal Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act statute. You guys are in so much trouble. I don't know if you start complying now, if maybe you'll get a pass. I actually don't want you to get a pass because people have been raped, robbed, murdered, set on fire. Eric Adams. So let's see what happens. But these 249 letters are just the beginning. Let's go.
Breaking news here in Batshit Bonkers Britain, where I appear to have come dressed as a librarian, small but perfectly formed, hence the pen. First up, 20 Labour councillors quit in fury at Keir Starmer's lies and betrayal. They're completely against cutting the winter fuel allowance. They think women who missed out on their pensions should be supported, and so they've quit. And it comes at a really embarrassing time for Keir Starmer when he's been attacked on all fronts. He's currently in Madeira with his wife and children, and rather than wait in line for a toboggan ride like everybody else does, he cut to the front of it. So people were booing him and shouting, "Get to the back." Can he not act like a normal human being at any point in his sad little life? In other news, something you're not hearing about, Argentina President Milei, he campaigned with a chainsaw, said he was going to cut big government. He's done exactly that. 18 departments reduced to 9, got rid of climate and environment altogether, binned off 5,000 civil servants. And as a result, the Argentine peso is incredibly strong against the basket of trading partners. The average wage has doubled. He has managed to cut inflation for the first time in 20 years. And Argentina was 2 billion US in the red. It is now 250 million US in the black. And no one is talking about it because these are the policies that we should all be following, Nigel Farage. Take note. And finally, spare a thought for 2 astronauts. They left to go to the space station for 8 days. 8 days worth of underwear, ladies, yes? They've been up there for nearly 8 months, and it's going to be past March till they can come back. Boeing, because it was focusing so heavily on diversity hires, now doesn't have a craft safe enough to bring them back with. So if you think you hated your other half over Christmas, spare a thought for Sunny. She's up there in a small tin can with a big butch guy called Butch, and there's no bathroom. And even if there was, there's no gravity. That's it, my darlings. That's bonkers Britain.